Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we doing? Lee Romang back with you again for Delkim Live, our now monthly delve into all things Delkim. So for 30 or 45 minutes or so, it's me here to help you guys with whatever you feel you need help with anything to do with our products, basically. So once a month, if you've not seen me before, I'm Lee Romang. I'm the Commercial Director of Delkim. And what I don't know about Delkims ain't worth knowing. In fact, probably the only person that knows more than me would be my dad, certainly as he invented them. So you can ask me anything. I can help you with anything. If you need any technical support, any issues, any problems, any advice on setups or whatever it is that you need, then we're here for you for the next, I say, half an hour or so. So don't forget, get those questions on the chat. As you can see, I've sort of upgraded my little studio again. So live at Delkim Towers, or my back room is basically where it is. So you can get on. Hello, Tom Jolly. How are you? Hope you're well. Yes, that is your little picture at the back. So yes, well used. Thank you very much. So get those questions coming in, and we'll see how we get on. Got a couple of things that I do want to talk to you about. Certainly, one of the big things is our reel film competition, and we've still got a few days left to get onto that. So it is, and let me call it up on the app for you, because you can get on there and do it via the app. So let me do that while I'm on here. Should have prepared that a little bit sooner, but I forgot what order I was going to do everything in. But we're looking and still looking for any videos. So if you're out there fishing, get your camera out, get filming, whether it's new or old products, and you have a chance of winning a complete setup worth over £780. We've had quite a few entries already. Had quite a few people who have just filled out the form and not bothered uploading anything, so I'm not sure whether you've actually understood what you have to do, but it's a real film competition. So we're looking for any videos that you've taken of using the products, a feature, an unboxing, just out on the bank fishing, what you like about Delkim, what you don't like about Delkim. You know, it's over to you what it be. We're just looking for people to get the cameras out, whether it be on your phone or if you want to do something a little bit more fancy. Nothing more than 3 minutes. Get them to us and you can win a complete setup. Free alarms, receiver, hangers, accessories, storage case, the whole works, worth well over 780 quid's worth for you just getting your phone out and filming something, preferably with you on it. That would be nice, doing a bit of talking. You don't know where things might lead. Make yourself famous. We'll be posting the 10 best up on our YouTube page, and then whoever gets the most likes from those videos will be the overall winner. And any video that we do use on our YouTube page will get a prize of some degree. It might just be a little t-shirt or a hoodie, but the main prize goes to whoever got the most. So just get out there. You know, it doesn't matter where you come from, what country, get filming, get out there. Still plenty of time to go. If you're out there fishing, whatever you've got, a montage, you know, even at home, doing something about Delkim products, similar to what I do here, I don't know. It's up to you. If you want a prize of that magnitude, then please get on that and get filming. There's still time to get it in. You just upload it on our website or via your phone, which is so easy. You just go on the page and you can just enter it now and then up and running. So please, please, please get those entries into us. There's still time and we'll see how we get on. And don't be scared. You know, there's all levels of entered, and it's not necessarily about being Ridley Scott or Scorsese. It's about you presenting skills, maybe just what you've picked, what you're doing. You know, it's not about bigging up Delkim. It's about you guys. Who is, you know, what have you done? Something maybe a little bit more out there might stand out from the crowd. It's not going to be me that chooses it or anybody at Delkim will pick the top 10, but it's going to be going out to the public. So it will be you know, them that choose it. So Anyway, that's that. All right, so you can do that via the app. And of course, don't forget to download the app if you haven't already done that. I know I say this every time, but it's out there and it's good, great bit of resource for products, new, old. It's got everything on there and it's ever expanding. So it gives you a really good, information on Delkim products at your fingertips, which is great. So don't forget, let's see if anyone's got any questions so far, just while I'm whittling on about bits and pieces. Let me take a drink. Somebody's asking whether I can do it in French. I can't speak French, I'm sorry, but you can send the video in French. I've got no problem with that. I've been waiting for a case with my Delkims, but everywhere's sold out, including your website. Any ideas when they're back in stock? Yes, Colin, we're waiting. That is one of the only things that we get that's made in the Far East. It's in China. Got no problem with saying that. It's just one of them generic cases. It's nothing special. And obviously everything from China is on a massive go slow. So everything else we make in the UK, all our alarms are all made in the UK and tested and everything. But we're waiting for them to be shipped out, and that will be, let's just turn that down a bit loud, don't I? So that will be sometime, unfortunately, June, I think we're looking at a delivery of them. So they are greatly delayed as the world gets back to normal and the demand of products, not just fishing equipment, but in general, goes up. All right. So I can't give you an exact date, but I know that we're looking at about June sometime, depending on whether they stick to that or not. This is Rob, why did you design the TXID receiver to have buttons so that can even be pressed in your pocket? Sometimes going on silent without us knowing. Well, certainly there isn't a mute function on the receiver, so you can't put it into silent. The idea of the accessories that go with it is a belt clip. Put it on the outside. If you've rammed it in your pocket, then whether you've pressed the buttons or not, generally you've got to press all three to turn it off. So it's not going to turn itself off without anything. You know, you'd have to really, you've got to press all three, which is very unlikely. You can put it in the case in your pocket if you want, but we are going to be doing a button guard for people who want to put it in their pocket, even though obviously it will muffle the sound. But there will be a button guard coming to protect those buttons if you feel that you don't want them pressed. If you found your perfect settings, you don't want to have it touched, it will be coming, and I will be showing it probably next month is when we're going to get the final samples, I think production samples, so they will be ready by then and I'll be able to show you. They'll be available from our website. Haven't got a final price yet, but it won't be very expensive, and probably from retailers as well, whoever will stock them. But it will slide over the receiver and it will block the button. Oh, can you see it? And it will slide over and it will block the buttons. So if you want to put it in your pocket, you won't have that issue anymore. Do you think snag ears are necessary? Because I'm thinking of getting some. This is Leo the Carp Angler on YouTube. Snag ears, snag ears, snag ears. They are, without a doubt, our biggest selling accessory. Okay, so that's our snag ear back. You can see that on there. And we have our snag ears that we slide on there. If I got one, the other side, I've got both sides. Have I got one side either? So there's our. Oh, I've got all one side. That's no good, is it? They can't all be number twos. Would you believe it? They're all the same size. I've got not the other one to go on there. Anyway, you get the general idea. I've got another one. I've got one out over here. Let's have a look. I've got another set here, so you can see what I'm talking about. In general, our alarms have long ears and they don't pull out. Okay, and it's a massive fashion accessory. In general, 99 times out of 100 for snag ears, because the rod's not going to pull out of there in a normal run situation. It's just not. But, and I will concede, obviously, but you do get some extreme circumstances where the rod could be pulled, especially, well, it depends how you're fishing. If you're fishing at extreme angles, or you could get, a swan go through your line, or, something could happen where it could lift and it could pull out, and therefore you want to keep that rod secure in there so that it doesn't maybe cause damage to the alarm or pull out and, get pulled in the lake or whatever. So for that one time out of 100 probably, then snag ears. But it does depend on the type of fishing you're doing. And I'm not trying to do ourselves out of sales of snag ears because we sell loads of them because everybody wants them. But in general anyway, you're going to fish and probably be aiming one direction, so it's only going to pull one way, depending on where you're fishing, where you need snag ears. Ours is so good that you can take them out and put them in anyway. But snag ears are a personal choice. They're obviously a personal choice, and they're a choice of lots of anglers. But yes, it does, it does what it says on the tin. It will stop that rod pulling out when you do get something very extreme. If you're fishing in a situation where it's extreme and you like to have that happen, then of course, snag ears all the way. It just adds that extra little bit of protection. But our alarms are designed, very rarely do I ever see the rods, pull out of the ears. We extended the ears slightly on this one, and even on other people's alarms, the ears are humanly sufficient. That most of them didn't designed to keep the rod in place. That's the kind of a basic principle of alarm. But yes, it's going to be. But yeah, snag ears for extreme situations are obviously going to be very, very useful. What have we got? What else have we got here? And question wise, let me have a look. Is there a chance you could produce a coloured receiver case? This is Roy Northeast on YouTube. That has been discussed at Delkim HQ. I'm not sure what we were going to do about it, but if people want coloured receiver cases, then I shouldn't think it's not too much of a problem for us to do that. If you've got, I can understand if you've got a matching set of blue or white or purple and you want the case to match, then we should be able to produce a coloured hard case. It was something we were talking about. Funny things have been forgotten during extreme lockdown situations, but it must be something that we can do, and I will bring that up again tomorrow, I think, because it was on the to-do list and it's been put back. So thank you for reminding me. Who was that again? That was Roy Northeast. Thank you very much on YouTube. Will Cope Martin says snag ears 100%. I put them on even if not needing them. Yeah, again, yeah, if you got them, especially with these, it's so easy to take on and off. Then why not? If they were fixed to my buzz bar all the time, they are a bit of a faff if you're breaking down or putting stuff away. They do get in the way, but it depends how easy they are to put your snag ears on. So yeah. Paul True, this is on YouTube. Any plans on a wider, larger bore bank stick clip for your receiver? Gone a bit soft recently and got a bivvy with an inner capsule and a ground sheet, and could do with a bedsteer banking clip. I think our clip is pretty much standard for most poles or whatever. What's that? That's a pretty standard bank stick, I would say, and it clips on there. Should be okay. I don't know how thick a bank stick you've got. Obviously we've got the Velcro. You can Velcro it to there. That comes in there. I don't think we're going to be making another bank stick clip. It does spread itself, so I don't know what sort of size are you thinking of that it doesn't fit around. Maybe I need a bit more information, but first person I've said the bank stick clip doesn't fit something. So hey, that's what we're here for, taking in feedback, so no problem. Thinking about upgrading to TXI Ds. Does the TXI accessories fit the new Ds? Thank you. That brings me on to housekeeping. Regulars will know I love a bit of housekeeping. Let you know what accessories you need. Okay, so, I dropped my screws, look at that. Let's put them back in the packet. The old style accessories do not fit the new style alarms, okay? They do not fit. You need the V2 accessories. It is a completely different design of alarm. As you will see, the battery door is different. It's different moulding and everything, so you need different accessories. You need the V2 accessories for the new style alarm. So there's your V2. Housekeeping, love a bit of housekeeping. Okay, we still make the old ones. These are the old ones, as you can see. If you've already got the old ones, you don't need to know this, but we still make the old ones if you've picked up a set of second-hand alarms and you want to, or you've got some older ones and you just want to get the D-locks or the safeties on there. But you need V2 for the new alarms. But all the hangers fit. Okay, so all the night lights or slim lights, or and I will be coming on to hangers shortly because I want to talk about them. But They've all got the same plug, so there's a night light. You can see that there. There's a slim light. They've all got the same size plug. The socket is the same in the bottom of a plus alarm or the new Ds, so they fit. So you can still use them, but it's accessories. The feet are universal, so the feet are exactly the same for the V2 or the old style, so you don't need V2 feet. So hopefully that answers your question on there. Like the Nightlight Pros and the carbon hangers, etc. Yes, John, no problem. The hangers work, but you would need new accessories. So hope that answers that. Chris Thomas loves his complete setup. That's great. Sean says hi, hello. Also a quick clip chair leg, bed chair leg, as I don't want to pierce the ground sheet with a bank stick. I've applied too much force, didn't want to break it. Yeah, well, if you're trying to put it around the leg of your bed chair, that's probably quite fat. You know, most people might stand it on the bivvy table, or they would, you know, you could even hang it from, you know, got a lanyard, you can hang it from the top of your bivvy, but the clip is the clip. So, you know, it's a case of just trying it or using one of the other accessories. You could even use the belt clip. You put it in one of the spokes of the brolly. If you've got your brolly up, or is it, you know, if you've got your bivvy poles, however you are doing it, I would suggest just don't try and clamp it around the leg of your bed chair. Or use the Velcro would probably be the easiest thing. Velcro down the side. Do you still support the TXI if were ever faulty? We still fully support the Plus range. So that was from 2003 up until the launch of the TXIDs, which is June 2019. So we still fully support all Plus range products. So that's not an issue. The only ones we can't fix anymore are the original range that we discontinued. Now, the first ones with the single LED. Unfortunately, you know, we had to stop that. When was that? A couple of years ago now. 2019. Time has flown quite quickly. I think it was September 2019 that we had to stop. Was it 2020? See, so fast. I think it's 2019. So we can't no longer support those ones, but we can get on with the Plus range, no problem at all. So if you have any issues, we can sort that out. Scheduled to Delkim's, well, switched to Delkim's back in January. Never looked back. Love them. Quality alarms and quality service. Thank you. Jamie Dulk, or Dulake, on Facebook. Thank you very much. So that's all good. It was not gin. It's still water. It's too early for gin, especially on a school night. Robert Gibbs on Facebook. So that's all good. It's been windy. I don't know if anybody's noticed that it's been windy. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Is kind of setting your response or sensitivity levels, something I might talk to you about in this, and also your hanger stability. Being stable in the wind is crucial to getting the most out of our alarms, and it doesn't mean having to turn the response or the sensitivity right down to zero. It just means setting yourself up nicely with the right hanger set up, with maybe some more weight, and just making sure everything is stable. What you do not want is things flapping around in the wind. So let me just switch you over to camera 2. It's over here. And you can see I've got a little setup going on. And I've got my TXID, and this is a nightlight indication set. Now, the crucial part of having these arms is that they add stability. They're not flapping around in the wind like a hanger, you know, a loose hanger. I can take them out. I'll just, for an example, let me just remove that. Always pull down on the bobbin head, and let me put in a loose one. This is for now. Oh, find my socket. Right, okay, so let's just say this is your general everyday bobbin. Whoever's you're using, it doesn't matter whether it's a Delkim or whether it's a, you know, whatever you're using. Could be Calder, Solar, it doesn't matter. If your hangers are doing this in the wind, you're causing yourself no end of trouble. Okay, because all that flapping around is just going to cause vibration, which is going to give you false beeps. So I can turn that up. If I'm turning that up and this is flapping around, you're just going to keep getting, okay, it wouldn't be quite that, but you get a gust and everything's flapping around. Now you've got two ways to solve that problem. The way, of course, that Delkim would solve that problem is that we use our carbon arms, and that's why we have them. And whether it be, this is our old style extendable ones that you can see there that work with our night lights. So we attach those. Oop, get that in there. So you can always add that to your, if you've got the old style ones. So straight away, that's stable and that's not going anywhere. Well, of course, with this style, it comes with the arm. So I can get that on there. And you put that on there. And now you've got stability. That is not moving around. Now, that alone may not be enough. You know, it's going to add much more stability than you'd get with a a flying hanger or whatever you want to use, just a chain flapping around. The next thing that I would always recommend is add some weight. Because the more weight you add, the more difficult it is. Turn that down a little bit. Get that a bit sensitive. Okay, so the more weight you add, the more difficult it is for the wind to blow it around. Just basic, can't blow you around unless it's really strong. It nearly blew my little girl over today. It was that windy, but it's going to take more for it to blow it around. So if you've got hangers that are not Delkims, and of course I would suggest probably there's a vast majority that you haven't, adding weight is crucial. If it's starting to flap around in the wind, add more weight. That will stabilise everything and allow you still to maintain some great levels of sensitivity or response while you're fishing. So whichever ones you're using, if I even put the, I'll put the old style hangers on there. Let me change the, I'm going to change the wire form. No, I'll just demonstrate with this one. So if I put this one in, so this is our old style one. There you go. Long style. I haven't got the wire form in for that one. But again, it's flapping around in the wind. It's flapping around. As soon as you start to add some weight, and you might need a bit of weight, depending on how windy it is, it's going to take more for the wind to blow it around. So if I want to, that's got 10, you might need to add 15. You might need to have 20 if it's really flapping around. But that's stability, what it's all about. Nothing's going to quite stabilise it as much as getting it on the arm, which I can do here, but I haven't connected it because I haven't got the right wire form in there. It's got the one for the newer bobbins, but you'll get the point that that's stable in there. That's not going to go anywhere because it's in the arm. So adding an arm or using an arm of some description, even if you don't use Delkim hangers, if you've got arm type hangers rather than free hanging bobbins, then that's definitely the way forward in windy conditions, without a shadow of a doubt. You just need that stability. You can't, just say, oh, well, I want to use, super light hangers and it's blowing around in the wind. I'm getting loads of false beeps and that's no good for you. It's just not going to work. So definitely get some weight on there, and I'll put the other one back on. Pull straight down, and that's, get some weight on there, and if you can, always use the arms. You always have the arms on these anyway, on our style, because it's not restricting it, and it's not adding any weight. It's adding, that's carbon, so it's hardly anything on there, and that's giving you that stability, so it's not going to be flapping around. And of course, making sure you set, oops, try not to block the camera, making sure you reset your response levels or sensitivity levels correctly as well. So if you are getting false bleeps, if you've done this and you're still getting the odd false bleep with a gust of wind, then just, you know, back it off a little bit and a little bit and a little bit until you've eliminated them false beeps. Don't crank it back to, you know, hardly anything, or, you know, right down low, because you're just going to lose your overall sensitivity. You don't need to do that. You can still have it, you know, reasonably sensitive or reasonably responsive, but as long as you've brought in that stability, then that is key, and that's always going to be the right way forward. And that's even on you know, just there we go. Hello. That, you know, stability is key, even just in normal conditions. If you're fishing on a platform or something and everything's moving around and flapping around, then you're going to get false beats. You need stability to get the most out of it. If everything's moving around, you're going to have to then turn down the sensitivity or response to stop getting false beats, which is completely going to ruin, you know, the setup that you need to get the most out of it while you're fishing. It's as simple as that. So that's the one thing to do. And of course, the second thing, just going back to hangers slightly and weight, is that I had somebody today talking about dropbacks. If you are in a fishing situation where dropbacks are highly likely, then you need to add some weight to your hangers, because dropbacks are only going to be as good, regardless whether it's our alarms or anybody's alarm, as the weight you've got to take up the slack in the line. It's as simple as that. How you then set your response or sensitivity, regardless of your bite alarm choice, is up to you. But for any drop back to be picked up effectively, you need some weight. If you've got it super light, how is it going to pick up the slack? It's just not going to happen very easily. So sometimes people are asking for the impossible. Yes, it might drop back slowly, or it might just skip over the wheel, or it might skip over whatever you're doing. But if you've got some weight there for it to take up the slack in the line, you've got a much better chance of picking up a drop back. And we all know drop backs are very, very difficult. You know, the fish can be under your feet and the bobbins only move so much. But if you're giving yourself a chance, the sooner it starts to pick up that slack, the sooner you know something's going on, and you can wind in and pick up the slack, and that's the best way forward. So that would be the best way. Let's have a look. Is there any way you can shorten, this is Mark Egan, is there any way to shorten the D&D time? 4 seconds is way too long, so I never use it. 2 seconds is more than enough though. Okay, not had any people complain about the time on the D&D so far. We did try that a lot, and you know, it is for extreme weather conditions. So if it is banging it down, you know, it is to, you know, avoid those false beeps that you get when everything starts rattling the line because it's heavy rain. So, Mark, it's been used and it's worked. So I'm not quite sure. If you have it too short, it doesn't work well enough. And of course, if you have it too long, the fish is off. But 4 seconds is, you know, it might seem a long time, but the time a fish has picked up, you've decided to get up and you've then picked up the rod, 4 seconds isn't actually that long. So, you know, there is no way of adjusting it, I'm afraid. It is set, but it was something that was carefully thought about and was trialed, and, you know, 4 seconds was the magic number to make sure it did the job that it needed to do. So hopefully, you know, I don't know if you actually tried it. Have you actually used it in those extreme conditions? Have you had an instance where 4 seconds was too long, or is it just you feel it's too long? There is a big difference between perception and what happens. But of course, if you know, it's of course, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or however you use it. So that's the way it is. If you're fishing in a situation where you need to know everything anyway, then D&D is never going to be good enough, because it's not meant. If I was fishing by a snag, you know, and I needed to know everything, I probably wouldn't put D&D on, because it's a different situation. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, 49 times out of 50, wherever you're fishing, generally fairly open in the middle of somewhere, and therefore it's not going to be that much of an issue. But it's there for that extreme circumstance. It's not necessarily something that can cover every single situation in one, but it does work. People use it and they do find it very, very useful. Don't forget, keep those questions coming in. If you've got anything more to say or ask, then please do, because we're only doing this monthly now, so it's your time to shine if you need anything more. And just a reminder again that if you've just joined us, our real film competition is still going. You can enter anytime until Friday, though we might extend that, because if we get quite a run on it, then we want to see what people have got, give you time to do it. But you've had a few weeks, so anything, grab your phone, film your bite alarms, film your hangers, film your accessories, film anything Delkim, whether it's you using them, you playing with them, you're happy with them. It doesn't matter if it's an old product or a new product. It's about you showing off your skills, see what you can do, and get those videos into us. Just go to our app, go to our website, and you can upload and win yourself a full set of Delkim alarms with all the whistles and bells and accessories worth over £780, so it's well worth getting on there. All right, I went from NGT alarms to Delkim TXIDs. Must I say any more? No. That kind of leap forward is a big change. That's what we're here for. We're top end alarm that lasts the test of time. So that's where we go. So it's something. It's an investment, and they last you, mate. That's where 40 years of experience comes in. It certainly does. What's this? Ian Weller. Hi, Lee. Are the tones the same on the new digital range? Well, we've got 64 tones, so it's done with a button. So the other one's a rotary control. So tone range is the same, but you can set it actually more accurately with the new one because it's on a set digital tone on a preset on the button. So technically, no, not the same, but the range is good. In fact, it's probably got slightly more on the new one, if I'm being honest, because it's cleaner and sharper, and you get those extra layers. I recently had Fox Mini Microns, and they're great, but I do a lot of winter fishing where it is possible the bite alarm can freeze. So I stepped up to Delkim TXIDs. Yeah, not necessarily something that's going to happen. Well, who knows? It was freezing in April, so anything could happen. But Leo, yes, nothing wrong with Fox alarms whatsoever. Mini Microns, great little indicators. But a wheel is a wheel, and they do freeze. It's as simple as that, or can freeze. Ours will never freeze. Your reels will freeze up before the alarms do, so they will work in all weathers without any problems whatsoever. So definitely, well worth a change. Any specimen anglers as well, if you're doing piking. It's getting towards that end of that little season, but piking just so variable. They give you such a variety of settings and choices that you can make, which really help for all sorts of your fishing style, whatever, whether you're a specimen angler or a carp angler. They give you what you need, and they give it perfectly. Exactly what all my older fishermen friends were saying. Going to have to invest in the bobbins now. Yes, our bobbins do a job. I say there is out there. Just make sure you use arms, or have the ability to have something that stiffens up that arm so it doesn't flap around in the wind. Who knows how long these conditions will last. But stability, weight, stability of setup, stability of the arm or the hanger is crucial. So that's no problem at all. Not much else to say from me at the moment. I just thought I thought there would be more questions coming my way tonight. I thought you lot would be out there, but if you're out there fishing, then good on you. It's great to be out and about, it must be said, and everything is opening up, so we're all getting back to pretty much normality now with shops opening and everything else. We're able to supply. We don't have any issues apart from the black box, which we discussed earlier. Everything else is there for you guys. We're not having any problems with getting stuff into shops. So please support your local retailer. Hopefully they're still there. You can find your local Delkim stockist on the Delkim app as well. If you need to find that, if you weren't sure, you can just hit the "Where am I?" little arrow there, and you can find your nearest stockist to you. I live in Northampton. There you go. So yeah, support your stockist. As far as I'm aware, we haven't lost the stockist throughout that whole time. So we supported all our retailers throughout the whole, lockdown situations. So they all managed to survive, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm sure there's ones that haven't, and I feel sorry for those. But there seems to be a whole raft of people opening tackle shops. So as we know, the tackle industry has gone through the roof. So that it is great, and long may it continue. Hopefully all you people that have started fishing who maybe didn't a couple of years ago will stick at it, because it's a great thing to do. And I hope you've enjoyed what you've been doing. What have we got here? Highly, my receiver flashes every so often at night. Is this because the arm's in night mode? If your receiver flashes, that is the power on indicator, Darren. I'm assuming you're talking about the new alarms, TXIDs and RXD. That's the power on indicator. You can turn that off. You need to look at section 3.1 of your instructions. That explains what the power on indicator is. It's telling you it's on, it's working, a bit like a smoke detector, just blinks, just to let you know everything is hunky-dory. Highly, when will be available in Romania, please? Everything's available. So all our European distributor has all our products. So I don't know why there wouldn't be any problem in Romania. I'm not sure who the local stockist is in Romania. You would best off asking, if you don't know who the local stockist is, then I would email Cordy Europe, who are our distributor, and I'm sure they'll tell you where the nearest Romanian stockist is. We supply the whole of Europe from east to west, so there should be somebody somewhere. Will you do snag ear light ups? No, Dave Smith, I don't think we've got any intention of doing lit up snag ears. Sorry if that's a thing that a few people want. Don't see the point personally. We've got our night marking in our LEDs in our ears, so it's pretty high up, so that does the job. We're different in the fact that we can have it in the LEDs themselves. That's a patented design that other people can't do, so we've got it right up there so that you can get your rod in there, so not really needed. Some people have got round it by putting them in the snag ears so they can get it nice and high, because they can't have it in the main run LEDs themselves. So that's why they have it and we have it our way. That's how it is. There's nothing better in life than that double warble of the Delkim sound. Carpy as hell. Thank you, Leo, the carp angler. Glad the warble does it for you. That certainly does. It certainly is a unique sound, and never started to be that way. It was just the way to get round it. And if I've done the history lessons, you'll know. But it's turned out to be our signature tune, and now what Delkim, or one of the things Delkim is synonymous for, is the magic warble, the dinner bell. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. Hope I didn't waffle too much. If you do have any other questions that you think of, you can drop them on this chat. I always do have a flick back every now and again, or please message us directly by all our social media channels. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. There's stuff coming up, especially with the competition that we've got, but you can find us on Twitter or on Instagram or on Facebook. Just look for @Delkim and you'll find us somewhere in that magic world of social media. So thank you very much for your time. Have yourselves a great rest of your Tuesday evening. I'll be back in 1 month's time, and if there's anything else that you might want, then please let me know and I can maybe get something staged up a little bit better. I was just sorting out my new little studio situation tonight, and it all worked, so I'm happy. And then we'll do something a little bit more in depth perhaps next week. So thank you very much. Well, not next week, next month. So take care, good night, God bless, ta-ra.